From the very first minute, I will show you 5 groups of items that may seem harmless, but are quietly holding our lives back. From things tied to an old version of yourself, to things kept only out of guilt, to items you hold on to out of fear of lacking, unfinished projects that never got done, and even things bought to impress, but that never truly add value. Many people think decluttering is just about tossing a few things. But I believe that when you take a closer look, you will see a deeper message about living lighter, safer, and more in tune with who you are today. And I will reveal a surprising perspective at the end of this video. Something rarely mentioned, but that could change the way you see both your home and yourself. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this helpful. Your support is the motivation for us to continue sharing more meaningful things. Thank you for being here. Let's move to the first group. Group 1. Items tied to an old version of yourself. Have you ever opened your closet and realized that half of the clothes inside are things you no longer wear? They might be office outfits from your working years, high heels from your younger days, or even a gown you haven't touched in 10 years. These things aren't wrong or bad, but they belong to an older version of you. The woman busy with work, full of energy or focused on impressing others. The problem is, when we hold on to them for too long, they don't just take up space in the closet. They take up space in our minds. Each time you look at them, you hear a whisper, "I used to be that person, but what about now?" And if you're not careful, you get stuck between past and present. I once met a lady in San Diego. She kept her nurse uniforms even though she had retired nearly 15 years ago. She said, "If I let them go, I'm afraid I won't know who I am anymore." But then her daughter asked, "Do you want to be remembered as a tired nurse or as a healthy, free, happy mother in her golden years?" That's when she understood. The past is part of us, but it is not all of who we are. The solution is simple. Ask yourself 3 questions. Does this still fit the person I'm becoming? Do I truly enjoy it? If a friend saw this, would they see me as I am now, or just a shadow of who I once was? If the answers lean toward the past, it's time to say thank you and let go. I know it's not easy, but you don't have to let everything go at once. Pick just one item. Only one. Maybe it's the dress you know you'll never wear again. Once you release the first item, you'll feel a little lighter. That feeling will help you move on to the second, then the third. Keep a few keepsakes if you wish, that's fine. But don't let them hold you down. Let your closet, your room, and your whole home reflect the person you are today. Confident, simple, and at ease. Group 2. Items kept out of duty or guilt. There are things we don't want but keep for years, simply because we don't want to disappoint someone or feel guilty throwing them away. It could be a tea set gifted by a friend that you never used, a sweater from your grandchild that no longer fits, or a decoration you don't like but still keep on the shelf because you don't want others to feel bad. These things don't just take up space, they quietly add emotional weight. Each time you see them, you don't feel joy, you feel guilt. A lady in Houston once told me she kept a whole cabinet full of gifts from old colleagues. Each time she opened it, She felt frustrated because she couldn't use it, but also couldn't let it go. When I asked, "Do these make you feel happy or tired?" she stayed silent, then nodded, admitting they brought her no joy. The solution is gentle. You don't have to throw them away with regret. Try writing a small note of gratitude to the item, as if fulfilling your duty to the giver, then allow yourself to let go. You can donate it to someone who needs it, pass it on to a friend who will use it, or put it in the to-go box to reclaim your space. What matters is understanding that the true value of a gift lies in the heart of the giver, not in keeping it forever in a corner. Start with just one thing you know you don't use, but still keep out of guilt. Once you let it go, you'll feel a lightness inside. That is the first step to making your home a safe and comfortable place again, instead of a museum of things you never wanted. Group 3. Items that reflect a scarcity mindset. Many of us have the habit of keeping everything just in case we might need it one day. It could be an entire drawer full of lidless plastic containers, neatly folded piles of plastic bags, empty bottles kept just in case, or even a giant refrigerator, even though you live alone. All of this comes from a scarcity mindset. Fear of lacking, fear of wasting, fear of regret later. The paradox is, the more we keep, the more cramped and heavy life feels. I once knew an elderly man in Dallas. In his garage, dozens of cardboard boxes were stacked up to the ceiling, most of them empty or filled with old junk. He said, "It's wasteful to throw away. If I ever need it, it's there." But in 10 years, not a single thing was ever used. The result was a narrow walkway where he nearly tripped many times. The scarcity mindset makes us believe we must keep things, but in reality, it's stealing our living space, our safety, and our comfort. The solution is a simple rule. If you haven't touched it in 1 year, let it go. For things like containers, bags, or bottles, keep only the amount you need daily and get rid of the rest. For big items like bulky refrigerators or unused machines, count the cost of electricity, space, and cleaning. You'll realize keeping them is the real waste. Try this small step. Open any drawer and pick out 3 things you're keeping only because maybe I'll need it. Put them in the giveaway box. When you see the space appear, you'll understand that abundance isn't about stockpiling. It's about having room to breathe, move, and live safely and freely. Group 4. Unfinished projects and someday items. These are things that aren't broken or useless, yet each time you see them, you feel drained. They are books you bought to read but left untouched for years, rolls of fabric or craft supplies bought with plans to sew or decorate, exercise equipment used only a few times before gathering dust, or even a yoga mat still in its wrapping. These are called someday items. Things we keep for a day when we'll be freer, healthier, or more motivated. But truthfully, that day rarely comes. Instead of inspiring us, they become guilty reminders. I haven't finished. I'm not good enough. I gave up. I once met a lady in Seattle with a whole corner of her room stacked with craft boxes. Each time she entered, her heart sank, thinking about wasted money and unfinished projects. The truth was, she had lost interest in crafts, and her hands were no longer as nimble. But only when she let go of those boxes did she finally feel relief, realizing she had nothing to prove anymore. The solution is to treat each item as a good intention from the past. You might write a short note. "Thank you for giving me a chance to dream and plan, but now I'm ready to let go." Then bravely release it. If it's still new, gift it to someone who will use it. If it's worn, discard it to reclaim space. The important thing is to understand you are not failing, you are choosing to live in the present. Keep a few small items for occasional use if you like, but don't let your whole room become a warehouse of unfinished promises. Try today. Pick one clear, someday item. Maybe that dusty book or the juicer used once and forgotten. When you let it go, you'll see you're not losing, but actually reclaiming freedom and peace of mind. Group 5. Items bought to show off or impress. Many households contain things purchased not out of real need, but to prove something to others. It might be a fancy crystal glass set never used, an expensive coffee machine bought only for display, or luxurious decorations that don't match the living space. These are called status clutter. The problem with such things is that they don't serve your daily life or reflect your true values. Instead, they become burdens to maintain, polish, and even worry about, fearing damage or loss of value. I recall visiting a woman in Florida. Her living room was filled with fine porcelain and crystal vases. She admitted, "I never use them. I only bought them so guests would think my home was elegant." The irony was that whenever guests came, she constantly warned them, "Be careful, don't touch that." Instead of comfort, the items created tension for everyone. The solution is simple. Ask yourself, if no one could see this, would I still want to keep it? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. You can sell, gift, or donate so these items actually get used rather than sitting as empty symbols. Start with just one, maybe the glass set, a handbag, or a decoration you know you only keep to impress. Once you let it go, your home will feel more authentic, more welcoming, and most importantly, it will reflect the real you, someone who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. The 5 groups we've gone through may differ in shape, size, or value, but they all quietly rob us of peace. Items tied to the old self trap us in the past. Items kept out of duty or guilt turn the home into emotional weight. Scarcity items steal space while never being used. Unfinished projects remind us of what we never did. And status clutter makes us live for others' eyes, not our own. When we dare to let go, we don't just gain extra closet or room space. We reclaim inner space, the room to breathe, move safely, and enjoy our later years with freedom and ease. As one elderly lady once told me, "I don't need a big house. I just need enough space to live happily." That's the truth. The goal of decluttering isn't perfection, but creating a home that reflects who you are today. Simple, peaceful, grateful for the past, but not chained to it. So, start small. Just open one drawer and let go of 3 things you no longer use. That tiny action could be the turning point to a lighter, freer chapter in the years ahead. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue this decluttering journey together. Your support is priceless, and together we will keep creating homes truly worth living in.